Guys, 2024 has been the worst year of my life, and it was the most stressful year for me as an entrepreneur. And I wanted to make this video to show you guys what happened with me this year, not just to talk brainlessly about myself, but maybe you are going through the same right now and you don't know if this is okay or you're a loser. I'm gonna show you how many failure experiences I had to go through this year. I made this crazy whiteboard where I'm gonna walk you through month by month what happened in my life. And I'm not gonna be so selfish with your attention to only talk about myself. We will also go through the most memorable moments of the year as well as the most crazy memes you can find. So buckle up, this is gonna be a longer video and we're gonna do a deep dive into my failures in 2024 with chapter 1, which is killing my first child, aka shutting down my business. So if I look at the emotional spectrum from this first quarter of the year, it's definitely on the darker end of the spectrum. What happened at the beginning of the year? So basically I've been running my business, which is a productivity coaching / business consulting, high ticket business. I would basically coach other coaches how to become better coaches and then coach other coaches. Basically, I was helping online coaches with their productivity and their business. And I started the year with 3 setters plus a video guy. So not a bad start, but as you can see, the first thing was that my setter team fell apart. The guys were not performing. I was a bad leader. I kind of gave up on them. And the year already started with a bad experience and failure. Now, we're gonna look at the memes for a sec here, just to have your attention. In this time of the year, we had the crazy scandal of rabbis under New York tunnels and stuff. I know you remember. And if you're more in the online business world, this is when Alex Hormozi announced his biggest investment into school. But let's go back to January for me personally. My setter team is falling apart, my business is struggling. I'm trying to go back to something that worked for me in the past, which was to launch a discount campaign. I made some 5-figure record months with this in the past, so I thought, let me try to do the same. And I was doing this meme kind of content in my Instagram stories, plus warm outreach. But again, guys, my business was struggling and I really didn't believe in myself that much. And I was not really feeling that authentic with coaching now other people to help their businesses. So I was looking at alternative routes to make money. And what I wanted to do is a paid live event in Budapest for online entrepreneurs. So if you know me, you remember that I was doing a bunch of parties and events and dinners for entrepreneurs in Budapest in 2023. So I will show you on this Instagram what you need to imagine. We made a little Instagram page for this event and we had a bunch of cool parties with girls on my rooftop, and we went to shoot guns and eat steak with these entrepreneurs of the country. We had dinners, we had more parties, cigar night. So I really spent a lot of time the year before to give value completely for free to entrepreneurs. So I was thinking, okay, let me just cash in on this goodwill that I built. Let me do a live event for online entrepreneurs here, and I'm gonna be charging something like 100 euros per person to attend the event. And it was a massive L. I mean, this is here for a reason. People didn't want to pay the money. People didn't really want to invest. Also, the marketing could have been better. I could have spent more time doing it. So the first experience of the year for me was taking 2 massive L's on the coaching side and my business and my team, as well as a live event that I tried to do to make some money with it, and people didn't want to join. So that's the beginning of the year. Now, again, I'm like, let me try to go back to something that worked really well for me in the past. And if you followed me in 2023, you remember that this little program that I launched went crazy. I made $9.2K in just 7 days with this offer. It was basically a productivity offer where 10 entrepreneurs would join. All of them would choose a character from these ones that I made with AI, and then they would kind of battle against each other week by week, kind of like a video game. This was a really fun little program, so I tried to recreate the success of this with the Business Fight Club. Similar idea here, okay? So the idea was that 8 entrepreneurs would join this program. There's gonna be Team Red, they're gonna be all in one team, and there's gonna be another team, Team Blue, and they would be battling against each other here. Who is booking more calls, who is doing more work, who is uploading more content, who is overall more productive, kind of like a multiplayer game, gamifying your online business. This is the kind of marketing that I was doing for it, even did this with AI. But unfortunately, people didn't want to buy it, you know? It was only 1.2k USD, but again, people didn't really see the value in it, they didn't want to buy it. I was like, damn. I was really trying to reach out to as many people as I can, but I couldn't sign the clients, and as you can see, the downfall began here. I postponed the launch date of the Business Fight Club by a week, and then I ended up never launching it, and it was just, as you can see, depression. It was hardcore going. So the third massive L of the year so far. On a lighter note, we had some memes and some events in February. We had the Eviction Pro, which nobody seems to be using anymore. The famous Putin and Tucker interview, which was a big deal, but it was a little bit boring for most people. This was the first month that Hormozy launched the school games, and one of my favorite memes from the entire year was the sad hamster meme. It started in February. So, as you can see, I took 3 big L's already at the beginning of the year. My confidence, not just in myself, but in my business in general, took a massive hit, and I was just derping around. And in fact, even though I was a productivity coach, I actually hired a productivity coach. So, putting on some makeup, putting the clown hat on, and hire a productivity coach that held me accountable, that helped me stay on track and do my daily work, even though I was really not feeling it. So honestly, this was one of the best investments of the entire year. Massive shout out to Coach Marcel, who I'm still working together with. But as you can see, as a former or / current productivity business coach, everything is just falling apart. I'm trying to go back to selling one-on-one coaching again, but how can you believe in your offer, and how can you help people with their own businesses if your own business is falling apart? So at this time I had to let go of my video editor, and I was just basically in survival mode. I was just trying to sign some clients somehow and keep the lights on and keep going with my business, because I had no idea what else am I gonna sell. I had a really bad experience trying different things in January and February, and I was just trying to get some clients. And I even got a client. I got a few clients here and there, but it was always a grind, and they never wanted to buy, and they could feel on me that I'm needy for their money, and they could feel on me that I'm not confident and I'm not believing in myself, and I'm just forcing the sale. So they didn't want to buy. One guy bought here. I was like, okay, finally some cash. Sent half of it to my girlfriend. Used the other half to put gas in the car, buy food, whatever. And then one day later, literally the next day, the guy is like, Martin, you know what? I actually changed my mind. I want a refund. And I already spent the money. So I was like, are you sure, bro? Yeah. I don't want to do this now. I'm like, yeah, give me a few days until I move the money around, whatever. So I was trying to finesse there, but oh man, it was so bad. And I will explain us in a sec what these Saturdays mean here. But this was just survival mode, which actually ended up in me shutting down my coaching business a few days before my 27th birthday. Everything was falling apart. I didn't believe in this offer anymore. It was tough. And yeah. So let's look at the memes, because we are here to have fun after all. This is the time in March when Elon Musk gave this guy Neuralink so he could use the chessboard with his mind and play. This guy is a quadruple amputee or whatever, disabled guy. And the brother meme. In April, we already covered April, we had the Dubai floods. It was funny to see my entrepreneur friends in Dubai, post about it. We had the Trump trials where he gave this porn star in the past, 30 years ago, some money to not tell that they had an affair. And we had some other memes like, what the stigma? So good month in terms of memes. So yeah, guys, this is the first chapter. As you can see, L after L after L, survival mode, shutting down my business, depression, feeling bad, not a really good start for the year. And now we're going on to chapter 2, evicted, hopeless, and gay. And if I look at the emotional spectrum of this chapter, we have a fair bit of just absolute depression and absolute hopelessness, and a tiny bit of kind of okay. Let's get into what happened. So I shut down my business, and before I flew to Rome, which we'll go into in a second, that was the last Saturdays for the boys. So all these yellow little things here that you see, and in fact we had some, events and meetups with the boys in February too. So basically every week, the guys that I met at these events and at these, Robbie here. So the guys that I met at these events that I was organizing, the most closest ones to me, I invited to my house all the time. I invited them to go work together from some cafes, to at least have those close friendships. And in May was the last time that we did that, right before I had to leave my apartment because I basically couldn't pay rent anymore. I didn't have an income, so I was evicted. And the idea was to move to Rome, where my girlfriend's mom lives. We flew to Rome, and literally I moved in with my girlfriend and her mom to try to figure out what I'm gonna do next, what I'm gonna sell, because I shut down my business here. So basically, at this point, I did a business for like 3.5 years. We had some good months, we made 5 figures, few months, we made 0 money. I shut that business down, and I basically had no idea what I'm gonna be selling now. So just try to figure it out. And I knew I wanted to do something with AI. I knew I wanna move into AI, but I didn't have an offer yet. I didn't know what I want to sell. So I was just like, let's start a school community. It was really hot at the time. So I decided to launch an AI school community. And this is the kind of marketing that I did for it. The idea was that I asked every single AI model out there, ChatGPT, Claude, what should be the name of this school community? And in my Instagram stories, people would vote which name they like the most, and there was a little bit of a championship made out of this. And in the first round, ChatGPT lost, Gemini lost, GPT lost, whatever, and then the rest of the AI models moved on to evolve into these cute little Pokemons like Llama here. I designed all these images with like AI and Photoshop and stuff like that. I really enjoyed making this Pokemon style, video game style marketing to promote this school community. And I actually ended up signing like 30 to 35 people in there. The problem was I was only charging like $7 per month for it. And this is like what, $200 per month. You're not gonna live a very good life from $200 per month. So I had to do something else. But before I tell the story, I want to tell another story, because the reason I talked about my friends here is that I was in Rome, I was struggling, I was trying to find my way, and when I did the school launch, I was surprised to see how little of my friends actually joined and actually kind of supported me with the $7. Obviously, I don't expect my friends to give me money and that I can live from that money. But it was, it's $7, whatever you do, if you're my friend, I will pay $7 just to support you. Which is not, this in and of itself isn't something that should bother me. What bothered me is that when I finished the launch and I did a group call, kind of a launch party with everybody who joined, I texted some of my friends who joined and everybody in this group, hey, the launch party is on Monday, 8 p.m., and I'm sitting there Monday, 8 p.m. with one guy on the call. And it was so embarrassing that this is the launch party of the school community and there is one person and me. And I was like trying to finesse the situation like, hey man, I'm sure the other people are late. Until then, I can give you my one-on-one attention and help you. What questions can I answer for you? But I felt the embarrassment. And some of my really close friends who I invited to my house and they were eating my steak and I was cooking for them, and all these weeks of investing into them, I felt like when I needed them to show up for me, they were not there, even though I texted them, followed up, etc. So that was like the first kind of little dagger into my heart, and trust me, there's more. And before I tell you what happened next, let's look at the memes. I'm too down. We saw last month's memes, and yeah, who can forget about the famous Kendrick versus Drake beef, BBL Drizzy. I'm sure we heard this song way too many times. This pic was going viral because of the Palestine-Israel war, and we had, would you rather be stuck in a forest with a bear or a man meme. We had the aura memes, and we also had Skibidi Brainrot taking over Instagram for everyone's, happiness. So essentially, I didn't have a source of income other than this $200 per month. So I was like, all right, I need to make some money. And how am I gonna make some money? I will try to use my network that I built all over Europe and all over the world pretty much with online entrepreneurs. And I'm gonna organize a trip to Italy. It's the beginning of the summer, and I will organize this trip. We will rent this villa, we will rent a yacht, we will do photo shoots and content, private chef, all the transport. I will organize everything for the people. They just pay me a nice sum of money. I put a little bit of profit margin on that, so I have my cut, and I will have upfront cash. I can survive, I can keep the lights on, so to say. And this was a massive L as well. Unfortunately, I kind of did it too late. I kind of rushed the marketing for it a little bit. Maybe it was a little bit too overpriced. And again, the second little dagger that I got is that those friends who, I invested so much into, I didn't feel like they are trying to help me actively to find people for this event and fill up the spots. Obviously, I'm not expecting them to give me their money again and to come if they have other things to do. That's no problem, but I always told them, hey, if you know someone that would like to come, please send them or whatever. And they were like, ghosted me. So again, I'm trying to make it, I'm trying to survive, and again, I don't feel like my friends are there to help and to show up. So this was, okay, some of them did. Some of them did, most of them didn't. So this was a massive L. I tried this again because I was like, maybe it was too rushed, maybe let's do it again, let's try it again. Also didn't happen. I tried 2 times, couldn't fill the spots, and it was just a massive disaster. So at this point I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I started uploading on YouTube, so maybe I can funnel some people into the school community. I did like automations videos and some AI videos. So that's what I did, and then I was like, all right, what am I gonna do next? We're gonna get into what this is in a second, but let's look at the memes again. We had the famous Biden versus Trump debate when Biden was like, and Trump's like, I have no idea what he said, and I don't think he does either. In the meantime, Putin and Kim Jong-un became best buddies, and everyone's favorite Hug to a Girl blew up and got way more attention than she deserves. Very sad day in 2024. And yeah, so I started uploading on YouTube. I was still running the school community, and my younger brother came out as gay at the age of 24. And I have a very close relationship with him. He's not this gay type of person by the way he behaves and the way he looks. I thought this is not gonna bother me at all at first, and then it did a little bit. I'm like, sure, you do whatever you want to do, I don't care. But when I was at the family house with my girlfriend and they were there with their boyfriend and came down in like underpants and underwear, like kind of half naked, seeing that, it's like, even if you are trying to be an accepting person, it's like you don't want to see that. I'm gonna be honest. So it was a little bit of a tough time. Again, like everything is just an L after L after L after L after L. And then this too, it's a little bit emotionally, annoying. It's not a big deal, but that's what happened. And then I was like, okay, I ain't gonna get rich selling $7 per month school communities. So let's just try to figure out a high ticket offer and let's get back in the game. So I started interviewing my network because I know a lot of entrepreneurs who make a lot of money, and try to ask them, what problems could I solve for you with AI? And I found a pattern that everybody needs appointment setting, and I found an awesome software stack for AI that I can use. And in the meantime, I went back to Budapest and I found this AI, and I just was like, okay, this is it. Like, this was literally, guys, in the whole year, this was the first W. It's August now, and this is the first good thing that happened. And one of the YouTube videos that I made about the AI setter blew up, and I actually got paid clients for that really fast. So first W, first kind of hope here. Little interesting stuff here. I went to MMA class, and the teacher was like, all right guys, this is the last MMA class before the summer break. So what we're gonna do in this special occasion is 30 rounds of sparring, 2 minutes each, 30 seconds rest in between. And I'm gonna be generous with you guys. After the 10th and the 20th round, there's gonna be 1 minute break. So I survived 30 rounds of sparring, and I didn't sit down to rest. I didn't take a break. I did the full thing. My bottleneck in martial arts before that was always that I got tired in the first 2 rounds of sparring, and I was just dead and couldn't even hold my hands up anymore after that. And this was a really cool mindset shift that I could survive this. And this experience goes into the portal and will come out somewhere randomly in the video, because I used what I learned here somewhere later on in this video. Have you looked at the memes yet? We haven't. This is when Biden dropped out and Kamala stepped up. And of course, the baddest moment of the year, when Trump was attempted to be assassinated and survived, happened. I don't know why I circled the American flag. I should have circled this absolute G. Keir Starmer swore to destroy the UK, which he successfully did afterwards. And if you remember, we had this worldwide Microsoft crash where the airports shut down and everything shut down. And we had a few memes, 1 million beers, horse side-eye, gnomes versus knights. Those were the memes, guys. So finally found the AI appointment setter, and there's some hope now. I shut down my school community. I got the first few clients. So let's see what comes next. This is the end of chapter 2, and we're going on to chapter 3 now, where a healthy man has 1,000 goals, but a sick man only has 1. That's gonna be the overarching topic of this chapter 3. If I look at the emotional spectrum, definitely on the lighter side. I finally found a good software, good service that I can offer. I'm quite happy about it, but still, not the time when you are just absolutely crushing it. And you will see why. So, got my first paid clients, said goodbye to my school community, and what happened after that was the betrayal. So this is me, and these are my old friends. At this point, you already kind of know them a little bit from this video. So let me summarize. I was the best that I can be as a friend. I was doing crazy events for these guys. I was inviting them every week to my home, cook for them, organize meetups, help any way I can. And then when I go to Rome, nobody really checked on me. I was going through really dark times. Nobody really called me or like, how is it, Martin? What's up? Are you good? When I was launching my school group, I didn't feel like they are there for me. And I was trying to make some money and survive with these trips. I didn't feel like they are there for me. And they just didn't care what's up with me. And when I came home to Budapest again, I confronted them like, hey, I met them. Hey, guys, this sucked. I was going through tough times. It was bad. And you were not there for me. And this sucks. And I want us to talk about it. I want us to make up for this, like fix the relationship. And I specifically asked them, text me or call me or let's meet. And they didn't. And they ghosted me. So I felt like I put all this time and energy into building these friendships, and at the slightest inconvenience, they just ghost me. So I know Alex Hormozy always talks about reciprocity, that you should just give without expecting anything in return, and then people will feel like they want to give back to you. But the other end of this story is that you might just give, and then when it's time for them to give, they just fuck off and find new friends. That's kind of what I felt like happened to me. Sure, I probably made some mistakes too. If you want more context on this specifically, go to my YouTube channel and search One Takes episode 2 and you will find exactly what happened there. I'm honest about this stuff. It was kind of the third bullet to my heart and it felt bad, but the new beginnings were lovely. I found new guys who I knew before, but this pushed me to closer to them. So the previous friends went out of my life and then I had space in my heart for new friends. Shout out to these two big gentlemen. Look at how tall both of them are and how handsome they are, Robbie and Chad. Love these guys. And after that, there was another special person here who we will reveal shortly because he sold me my first MacBook, which is literally this laptop here, which I'm using now. And then I got sick. Finally, good things happen. Clients, new friends, new MacBook, and I got fucking sick. And I was still trying to grind through my sickness in the summer and build the software and the AI for the clients. And I was grinding through it. Plus my best friend who I've known since the age of 3 or 4, like literally for 24 years I know this guy, came to visit me. I haven't seen him in 7 years because he moved to Florida with his whole family. So I could reunite with him too. That was cool. But I was kind of sick. And I had some relationship issues, guys, with my girlfriend. We were like pretty close to actually breaking up. And I was also sick, so I had to go fly to Rome where my girlfriend was again to fix it. And this is September. Let's see if we found some memes. We had the disgraceful Paris Olympics, which happened in August. And this guy at least was a good meme from those times. And we're moving on to September, so I'm still sick. I go to Rome, I fix the relationship with my girlfriend, and I finally got some more AI clients. So guys, this one video which got 4,000 views on the topic got me a bunch of clients. The problem was, this whole AI topic was quite new for me, and I still had to figure out how to build stuff. And, you know, I was not an expert at it. So I still uploaded a few YouTube videos, and then I got sick again. Guys, I was throwing up violently throughout the whole night. I never felt so bad in my life. And literally the next morning when I wake up, one of my clients for the AI setter is like, Martin, you are slow. This AI is not working. I don't like this. I want to cancel. And I was like, no. You know, I was trying to solve the situation. So again, like, it was my fault. I was actually slow and I actually promised him the world on the sales call and didn't really deliver. But it was a new thing for me, this AI stuff. So that's what happened. Have we seen the September memes? No, we haven't. Kamala Harris and Trump debate. But the PDD scandal was, I would say, the biggest thing that happened in September. And we had these memes. This is what I found on the internet. I didn't really follow these memes that much. I don't really know what they mean, but this is what I found. Famous memes from September. So I got sick, and then I flew back to Budapest from Rome. And then when I landed, I got sick again. I had 39 degrees fever, so I'm back to back, sick, trying to work, trying to deliver to my clients. And as I'm laying in bed, after the day after my sickness, I just put on some YouTube videos in the background, some documentaries just for background noise. And this video played on autoplay, the incredibly satisfying downfall of Andrew Tate. And I was like, let me see what these haters are gonna say about the Top G. At the time of watching this video, I am the #1 biggest Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate fan. Okay? I am literally sipping Johnny Walker in the war room by myself with Tristan Tate, sipping on Tristan's Johnny. That's how big of a fan I am. And when I watched this video, it completely 180-degree changed my mind about these guys. And I wanna show you this video and I want you to watch it. If you like Andrew Tate, and if you think he's a cool guy, I recommend you to watch this video because it will show you him and his brother in a totally different light. Now, obviously the video is 2 hours long and it goes through literally every way they can shit on him, But the part I recommend for you is starting at 13 minutes up until 50. Okay, I will leave the link to this video in the description. Basically what they go through here is their legal case. They show screenshots of the legal documents, which includes the conversations between Andrew and Tristan and the victims. So I have pulled up here this legal document. This is literally page 141, where you see the text between Andrew Tate and the girl, and you can see how he is manipulating this chick to leave her home country and move to Romania with him, where she's gonna be his wife and all that, but in reality they just put her in an OnlyFans content creation house with other hoes. So, and why this hurt me a lot, because this girl specifically, this victim too, is a Moldavian religious girl just like my girlfriend. And you can see here Andrew is like, I want you to have sex with other girls, I want this to be the first time for everything. The girl is like, no, I need to get used to it. I trust you, but I need time. I don't even know how to use a vibrator, blah, blah, blah. So this girl is a religious person who doesn't want to do, obviously, adult content on a film for Andrew. And then you can read in this text how he's manipulating and pressuring these girls to do this stuff. And then here the girl is like, I've never done it alone, and now I have to do it with other girls, blah, blah, blah. And Tate is like, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry if I upset you. So you can read the manipulation in these texts, and at the end, you can see that the girl did it for him. She gave in, and then the girl is like, baby, do you know if there's an evening service at the church? I think it's only in the morning, so do you want to come to church with me? So I found out that literally how Andrew and Tristan got rich was manipulating young, dumb girls who might be religious and might be innocent and good people to do this dark OnlyFans webcam adult content for them and ditch their religion and ditch their values. And you can read the text from everything in this document. So I will also leave the link to this text in the YouTube description. And I was staying up until 5 a.m. reading this stuff, and I completely changed my mind, and I found out that what they did is really sketchy, and I really was disappointed. So, Andrew Tate for me was not just like, I'm a fan. It was motivation. When I don't feel like working, don't feel like going to the gym, I would watch some Andrew Tate videos and I would hit the gym and make money and build my business. And to find out that they are really not who they pretend to be on social media was kind of sad, but I guess whatever. Moving on, I was still trying to figure out the service delivery for the AI setter after my sickness, after I got finally healthy. And yeah, so if you remember the previous blue portal, the blue portal got us here where I was punched in the face. But I was not punched in the face by anyone, but shout out to my boy Baldy, who I met for the first time at this sparring session, and he gave me this nice black eye here. He became also a really close friend of mine, but why the portal is important is because the 30 rounds of sparring that I did back in August really helped me have the energy and the cardio and the mindset to do the sparring with my friends here. And I gave them a few punches as well. So this was a fun stuff. The reason I wanted to show it is because this guy became a really good friend of mine since then. And yeah, so I made a massive blunder here. But before we look at my massive blunder, let's look at the memes of the month. So we had Hurricane Milton happening, which actually my best friend Christoph, who lives in Florida, was affected by. He was literally reinforcing his house like Rainbow Six Siege when the hurricane was coming. Elon Musk had a crazy run in this month. He launched Robotaxi and Robovan, and he landed this crazy spaceship catch. We had KSI releasing that song, and Lil Durk was arrested. Bad guys. So I made a blunder here, guys. This was a big blunder here because I finally have some clients, right? I'm trying to deliver for them, but I'm not an expert at it yet. And I'm just like getting sick, and my friend is visiting, and I'm getting sick again. and it would really be time for me to lock in and work. But if I look at my entire year thus far, it was just L, survival mode, dark times, struggle, L, whatever. And then finally I have some money and I was like, I want to take my girl on a trip. We didn't go anywhere all year other than back and forth Rome and Budapest. And I wanted to visit my friend here who is an Azerbaijani gentleman, and he invited me for his birthday party. So I decided to go and visit him and go for a little trip with my girl, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just stayed to work and invested money in my business. I don't regret it. It was cool. It was really good for our relationship. Look at this beauty. She will get a heart too. And it was also good for my mental health. Plus, when I came home, I organized the house party for Halloween. I dressed up as Trump to kind of foreshadow the election results. And this guy, who also became my really close friend, shout out to my boy Adi. He was the guy who I met for the first time when I got my MacBook, and you know, he was giving me that money to secure the election win. Also super good guy. He became my close friend since then. And of course, what do you do after a good party? You get sick for the fourth time. So I got sick again for the fourth time in like few months, and I don't even know why. I flew to Rome again, and I was trying to deliver on my clients. I was trying to improve the delivery, and just that's pretty much the end of the chapter. We're gonna go into the memes really quick. We had Joe Rogan and Trump winning the election pretty much. We had the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight and the chill guy meme. So this was the end of chapter 3. I was sick so many times, and when I was, I made some mistakes here too. I should have focused more on work, but I guess whatever. And just December was hanging out in Rome, and I got a new client here, which was cool. Flew back to Budapest for the Christmas and New Year holidays. And then, here we are at 2025. Before we look at the top 3 lessons, let's just look at the emotional state. I would say like somewhere between here. And Christmas is always nice. How can you not be happy during Christmas? Before we look at the top 3 lessons, we have some memes and important things that happened. United Healthcare CEO killing, South Korea, whatever. I didn't follow this stuff. And hack to a crypto scam. If you haven't followed that, look it up. So tough year, guys, tough year. I'm not kidding, my hair was falling out from all this stress and all this, failure. But what can I learn from it? What can maybe you learn from it so you don't have to make these mistakes? Well, I would say the first thing that I learned, and I will make this a little bit bigger, was just eliminate distractions. I know it's a super common cliche, but if I look at how many different things I tried to make money with, coaching, live event, business fight club, depression, I tried to make money with school, I tried to make money with a trip. So just focus on one thing, put all your energy into that one offer, and you will get 10 times more money. So just eliminate distractions, focus on one offer, focus on one business, and that's it. The second thing that I learned is just to be more aware of like fake friends, and just invest your time and energy to people who actually deserve it, and test them and vet them, because if they abandon you, then it was for nothing. The third thing that I learned is just develop a good product. I know this is more business focused product, but my coaching product was shit, it was not good. And I'm just really trying to focus on making this AI product as good as possible. And yeah, so guys, that was pretty much it. I don't know what you make of it. Maybe you think I'm a loser or I'm a failure now. If you're a potential client of mine and you see this and you think, oh, Martin is an incompetent guy and I don't want to buy anything from him, whatever, do what you want. If you're my friend and you see this is the truth. I don't want to pretend like I'm a know-it-all, fantastic, mega entrepreneur, and I make so much money. Guys, this was a tough year. I had so much failures. I hope you were enjoying the memes. And yeah, guys, that was my 2024 wrap. And hopefully next year is gonna be better. I'm super hopeful. I'm super full of energy. I'm gonna crush it, you're gonna crush it. See you in the next video.